Hi, Mary Lee Sears here, systems coach, helping you put systems into your practice so you can work less and make more. Today is video 3, the last video in the series when it comes to treatment presentations. And today we're going to be talking about objections. Now, believe it or not, the first objection we're going to be talking about has nothing to do with patients. It all has to do with you, the dentist. Because the most frequent objection I hear when it comes to dentists and their teams is, I don't have the time. I don't have the time for these extra steps. Well, I'm going to issue you a challenge. If you don't currently surf the internet at all, if you're never on the internet at work, checking Facebook, if you don't check your cell phone, take phone calls, text message during work hours, and you do not vent, complain, chat with your team members, well, then you're right. You're doing things well, and maybe you really do just need to find some way to have more time. But those, to me, are the biggest time wasters, the biggest time sucks that are absolutely not productive. So if you want to incorporate these steps into your practice, if you want to increase your treatment plan acceptance, then set a goal for yourself for the next week that you will not be on the internet, that you will not bring your cell phone to work, or that you'll keep it in your desk and you won't check it except for at lunchtime and at the end of the day, and that you won't vent about patients. Whenever you complain about patients, whenever you complain about how the treatment's going, whenever you complain about your drive to work, whatever it is, it really does lower your energy. And that's back to video 1 when we were talking about how important your energy is, how important your presence is. So by limiting those things, not only are you going to have more time, you're going to have more energy. So no internet at work, no cell phone at work, and no venting, period. Whenever you start to hear that negativity in your mind, like, Mrs. Jones is on the schedule, or why do I hit all the red lights? Turn it around. Be aware of that. Be grateful that you're starting to hear that voice of negativity that drains your energy and makes you less effective at work and at home. For 1 week, whenever you hear that negative voice, turn it off. Find something to be grateful for. Turn it around and you're going to feel your energy rise immediately. And when your energy goes up, that gives you the energy, obviously, to be able to do what you need to do. To talk to patients. To do these things that you might be a little bit resistant to because they're not a habit yet. Okay, objection number 2 that I hear is, my team won't get on board. My team won't do this. My hygienist won't take intraoral pictures. My hygienist won't include another step in our treatment or in his treatment. This is something where you get to lead. You get to practice your leadership skills, because there's very different ways. There's many different ways that you can lead. But the way that most dentists lead when they bring in change is because they're frustrated. They are out of patience at that point. No pun intended. But they're done. They want the change to happen and they want it now. And they bring in the changes very forcefully, like, this is what we're going to do and this is what's going to happen and there's going to be some changes around here. And when you bring changes to your team in that kind of a way, that brings a lot of resistance. And they'll automatically kind of withdraw and try to find the reasons of why they can't do it. But if you make it more of a collaborative, cooperative effort, you say, guys, you know what? These are the trends I'm noticing in our practice. Only 30% of patients are scheduling their treatment. You need to do better. I know that each of us can do better. I need to do better. So these are the things I'm going to do for myself. I'm going to, work on my negativity. I'm going to work on bringing a really positive energy into the room and connecting with my patients. And I'm going to ask each one of you to do something too, so that we can work together as a team to provide better care for our patients. And if you have some really strong personalities, those people that tend to fight back with you whenever you bring up a new idea, maybe you want to meet with your team members one at a time. But if you have a pretty good group, if you feel like they're cooperative and you guys work well together, just sit down and bring this up at your next team meeting. Okay, then objection number 3 is patient objections. How do you deal with patient objections? And the way that I see most offices dealing with them right now is they just avoid patient objections. They don't even present the treatment that they think is going to be, that patients aren't going to accept. So they present the most basic of treatment plans. This needs to be fixed. This is how you can fix it. And guess what? Your insurance will pay for most of it. But that usually isn't ideal dentistry. It's not what's going to best serve your patient. And what we're trying to do is change your mindset about what your patients want and presenting to them what's going to help them be what will be the best financial, emotional, and physical um, treatment for them. So what we're going to do is whenever you hear an objection, like make it like a little check mark because most people will stop at the first objection. But the truth is, patients usually will give you at least 3 objections before they schedule. So just whenever you hear an objection, just picture it like a little check mark, like, oh, great. Okay, there's objection number 2. Great. Let's work around it and see if we can come up with a solution. So working around patient objections, what I would say first is expect them. Don't think that patients are telling you no. They're actually in their mind trying to figure out if they can make it work. The answer may be no, but the answer very likely is also going to be yes if you can help them work through the objection. So don't hear the objection as a no. Hear it as a I need your help with this. So the first objection is like I said, just plan on hearing an objection. Secondly, don't let it go. So many times when we present treatment to patients and they don't schedule immediately, it goes into like a black hole and you never hear about it again. So you're not even giving them a chance to work through their second objection or their 3 objections so they can schedule. So make sure you have a plan in place, a system in place for following up with patients when they don't schedule their treatment. When they walk out of the office, if they say, you know what, I need to talk to my wife about this, the front office could say, great, how much time do you think you need? Okay, if I don't hear back from you next week, is it all right if I give you a call? It's as simple as that. And then they write it down, they put it on their calendar so they make sure they follow up with the patient the next week. So first of all, expect the objection. Second of all, put a plan in place so that you're continuing to follow up. And that's really it. If you can do those 2 things, I'm not going to overwhelm you by giving you more steps right now. If you can do those 2 things, I promise you, your treatment acceptance rate is absolutely going to improve. I'll tell you, I'm going to be hosting a 90-minute training call. And on this call, I'm going to be walking you through the 4 steps of a successful practice. These steps are the foundation for building the practice of your dreams. And really easily, they'll add $100,000 to your practice this year. So make sure you watch your email inbox and I'll send you the information about that upcoming phone training. Talk to you later.